bottled water market, that is packaged drinking water, is valued at $20 billion in the US, right? And of course, led by two players, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Their brands Aquafina and Dasani, right? In India, we have Kinley, Bisleri, so on and so forth. But US market is dominated by these two brands. However, these two brands have basically faced a threat from a new entrant in the market in the last few years, right? In 2019, a new player called Liquid Death entered the market, and their value proposition is super simple. Drink water coming from mountains in a small aluminum can. That's it, nothing else. They are basically packaged drinking water in a can. And what is so cool about it that they are now being valued at $700 million, and their revenues are projected to touch $130 million this year, up from $45 million last year, right? And to think about it, they started their operations in 2019. So in 4 years, literally, they are touching $130 million in revenue and considered to be the fastest growing non-alcoholic beverage of all time, right? This is crazy. This has never ever happened before, right? A packaged drinking water basically becoming a threat to the duopoly of Pepsi and Cokes and rising at such a fast rate. And to think about it, these guys are also planning to go for IPO and expand from the US to European markets in the next 1 to 2 years, right? So before we jump into what Liquid Death has done right and what's happening behind the scenes for Liquid Death, let's understand what is in it in the current bottled water that's going wrong, right? Number one, there is not too much argument about it, but taste, right? Bottled water is not considered to be too different from the regular tap water. Yes, it is purified, that's about it. There is apparently not much of a difference in the taste between a bottled water and your tap water. Number two, since this bottled water, these bottles itself are made out of plastic, which are again made of PET from the polyethylene family, they are considered to be releasing harmful chemicals into the water, especially after the bottles are reused or recycled, right? So the chance of using or recycling a bottled water, right, the plastic water bottle, are very, very low. Number one, it is not cost effective to do recycling of these plastic bottles, and number two, these are considered to be harmful. So where are they ending up? They are basically ending up in the ocean bed, and they are polluting the oceans of our world, right? Hence, this entire green revolution that we are talking about is going against the bottled water segment today. Hence comes the entire angle of Liquid Death. Liquid Death, primarily in my eyes, is not a water company, it's a marketing company. Their entire focus is on marketing, right? And that's how they have built a $700 million company as of today. To think about it, it is a super easy thing, right? Hey, go purify water, put it in a can and sell it. Why can't you and I do it? Of course we can. And there are a lot of other companies which have done before Liquid Death as well. But Liquid Death is successful only because of its marketing, right? So let us see, again, before we jumping deep into the marketing, let's just go through the remaining three things as well. Number one, taste, right? They say that, hey, this particular water is basically coming from Austrian mountains. It is bottled, it is produced, every single thing is coming from Austria. So the water taste is pretty good, and it is definitely better than the tap water. Harmful chemicals, no questions about harmful chemicals, because, hey, there is no plastic at all being used in this particular scenario. So plastic packaging is out, and they are talking about death to plastic. Because there are no plastic water bottles, there is no plastic packaging or there is no harmful chemicals, right? Then let's go into the marketing, what they are doing with respect to the marketing. Liquid Death is primarily doing three things right in the marketing front. Number one, niche marketing. If you go behind the roots of Liquid Death, it is founded by a punk music lover and a punk musician, right? So he said that this particular brand is basically targeting punk music lovers right from day one. He didn't want to go and change the world. He didn't want to go and like, hey, preach or become a doctor to every single person out there. He said that, hey, punk music lovers are generally health conscious. They want to drink something healthy. And right now, water is the only option, but it is not looking too cool to drink water in a bar or in a social gathering. So we want to make drinking water look cool. That was the only objective. So they got started with that particular objective and that particular audience. So how did they go about their brand positioning? Their brand positioning was again dependent on the punk music theory, right? Hey, it is based on anti-establishment lyrics. So the anti-establishment lyrics is the underlying fundamental factor for their content creation strategy. They start with, hey, if you want to go enroll into their newsletters, right? The small checkbox that comes and say terms and conditions, instead of terms and conditions, they talk about sell your soul, right? Simple things like that. They put it every single thing into their content strategy, targeting their niche audience, right? Then the next one, they never ever talk about water being the more pureful, like blissful, yogic stuff. No, they don't talk about water in that sense. They say that, hey, water is deadly. Water kills innocent surfers on a day-to-day basis. So what are you talking about? Right? This is cool stuff. That's how they project. Not everybody gets this humor, but their niche audience do get it. That's the whole point. Number 3, what they say is, hey, don't fill your tummy, fill your thirst. No, not that stuff. They are saying murder your taste. The content strategy is again revolving around their niche audience. Now, with this said, then they moved into differentiated marketing. What does differentiated marketing and how does this play? Number 1, they said that we will bring in an adult movie star into our advertisement. Have you ever seen a startup do that? Have you ever seen a porn star come and recommend a product and people thinking about it as a cool thing? These guys could pull it off successfully because throughout the brand journey that a customer is involved in for this particular organization, they come across as a cool company, right from selling your soul to the person who is actually coming in front of the ad, right? Everything is different. So the people accepted and said that, hey, if an adult movie star, a porn star is coming into ad, we absolutely don't mind about that, right? And that's a differentiated marketing strategy. If you think about it, they go all out against these big boys in the market, whether it is Pepsi or whether it is Coke. And what do I mean by going all out? They say that, hey, these guys have made drinking water as a cute little thing that you carry into your yoga classroom. But no, we want people to drink water and look cool in a bar as well. That's their whole point. And people love that. Finally, if you look at some of their engagement metrics, they have the most followers among all the beverage brands on TikTok. 21 billion impressions for their content. They preferred entertainment over educating the audience. Like, they don't want to be doctors. Everybody knows that drinking water is healthy, and they want to make sure that people actually do it because it is cool. And that's the reason why, if you think about it, as they move forward from, hey, punk music niche audience to other audience segments, they are now targeting children because children want to do cool things, right? The current generation, the next generations are becoming more and more health conscious. The only problem is that they don't consider water to be cool, and these guys want to change that. So knowingly, unknowingly, they are doing a lot of good to the world from two different perspectives, right? Making more people drink water. At the same time, they are also standing against plastic, right? The marketing is fine. There is taste, there is marketing, but there is a cause against which they are also fighting for. That is death of plastic. All these things resonated well with their niche audience, and you can see that in the revenue numbers as well. People go and talk about it on Instagram, on TikTok, as if they are also becoming cool. They want to generate user content, and these guys are engaging with that kind of user generated content to a long extent. If I have to take 3 takeaways from this case study of Liquid Death, I am going to, by the way, follow Liquid Death very closely for the next few years and see what are the things that they are doing right, what are the major minor mistakes that they are committing, and how they are moving forward, overcoming these mistakes, right? I'm all up for it. I am also ordering, once they are in India, immediately and going and drinking a Liquid Death water, right? Now, a few things for you. Number 1, if you are starting a business, or if you see somebody starting a business, starting with a niche audience is never ever a bad idea. You might say that, hey, this is too small a segment and I can't probably grow in the market. That is absolutely wrong, and Liquid Death is the best example for that, right? Number 2, please don't go into the trap that, hey, I can't be a differentiated person in the room or from a marketing perspective, because being differentiated is okay as long as you know who you are targeting. right? Number 3, whatever you are marketing, whatever your product, connect with your audience with a cause, right? That cause in their scenario is saving the planet. And if you have certain cause which you are working towards, make sure that you bring that cause out in your marketing or any of your other materials in a more systematic and also more prolific way. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video on liquid death, and please do let me know if you want me to make more such videos on some of these upcoming startups from around the world. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.